What's up, guys? It's your boy Cedric from Team BBN coming to you today with another deck profile. Today I'm going to do the deck profile for Dauntless, Dominant Dragon Reverse for the Kagero from Clan Selection Volume 2. I know I'm a little late for that and I do apologize. But this deck is very fun because you get to overpower your opponent and get more and just brutally hit them hard with the way Kagero is supposed to be. But this is basically like Overlord but better. So stay tuned and get ready. So to start off, we got 4 copies of Dauntless, Dominant Dragon Reverse, and this is the ace of the deck. And what it does is on Vanguard, when your drive check reveals a normal unit, you can counter blast 1 and put it down on rear guard as a locked unit. And then if you do this, Dauntless gets plus 10k and then plus 1 drive. It's very good because you want to keep. If you choose to, you can kind of keep going till you have no more counter blast, just so you can see more of your triggers and just have more power. Because the more power you have, the easier it is to run over your opponent. And then its other ability is at the end of the battle that it attacked, you Soul Blast 1, unlock all the units that you place from Dauntless' first skill. And then what happens is you retire them, and then for every unit that you unlocked and retired, your opponent chooses 3 cards of 3 of the rear guards to retire, and they each time. So if you say did it 5 times, they have to retire 15 of the rear guards. If they aren't able to do so, then they have to discard a card from the hand. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, that and remove markers. They remove markers, so it's good because basically, in a sense, a board wipe essentially, because you clear out the rear guard and you clear out the markers. So if they were to bring back more get more units out on the field, they won't be as powerful as before. Next, we have 4 copies of Dauntless Drive Dragon, which is basically your second ace of the deck. Now this is basically essential for this deck because it's basically a cross ride for anyone who remembers like old Vanguard. So what it does is at the end of the battle that you drive check reveal the normal unit, one of your front row unit gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. And then it's the main ability that you really want to see pop off is at the end of the battle attack, if you have 4 more cards in your hand, you discard 3 and restand it. This is good because you want to go into this before Dauntless because you want Dauntless skill to go off multiple times, especially, and then on top of that, since you're powering up Dauntless, you essentially want to beat over your opponent multiple times, as many times as possible, and Dauntless Drive Dragon allows you to do it. But what's also good about it is that, say you can't get Dauntless, you have another ability where any unit that's right on top of it can copy Dauntless' skill. So if you write Dauntless on top of it, it not only would reverse get the ability to restand, but also it gets to give out more power. So if you reveal normal units, not only will you give your other rear guards 10k, Dauntless will also get 10k itself plus 1 drive. So that's more power going out to the field. Next, we just have 2 copies of Blazing Flare Dragon. We mainly play this for the Soul Charge ability because seeing as Reverse needs soul, at least 1 card in soul to actually be able to destroy your opponent's units. Blazing Flare just is there just to guarantee that you always gotta have at least 1 card in soul every time. And then also what it does is it essentially works for Dauntless from Blazing Flare himself because for Vanguard rear guard ability is that you can Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast as many cards as you want, and then for every card you Soul Blast it, you pop one of your opponent's units. And then if this was on Vanguard Circle when you did it, if you did 5 or more, you essentially get to destroy all your opponent's markers and they protect markers in their hand. Every time this unit attacks Vanguard rear guard skill, you Soul Charge 1. If your opponent's at grade 3 and they have no rear guards, it's plus 10k. This is very good because you can apply 10k along with the force marker you already have, and you guarantee soul, which is very good. Now, for some people, you don't have to play Blazing Flare, but I believe that this is the better choice, mainly because you primarily use it for the soul. So if you don't play it, it's not really that good. Next for the grade twos, we're gonna start with 2 copies of Berserk Dragon and 2 copies of Break Breath Dragon. We play Berserk Dragon mainly because we don't really have the extra copies of Break Breath Dragon. But Berserk Dragon is actually pretty good because Vanguard Rearguard skill, when in place, you counterblast and soul blast one. You choose one opponent's units to retire, and then but essentially you play because you want the place it on Vanguard skill just to draw the extra card. But Break Drive has an ability where at the end of battle it attacked. If your opponent's rearguard was retired this turn, you can just retire this unit and draw a card. So essentially, if you could combo it off with Blazing Flare Dragon, or you could do it with Dominate Reverse. Either way, because your opponent is gonna get retired that turn. But mainly, also what you can do is it's another good grade 2 right target, because essentially when you ride on top of it, you can basically choose one opponent's vehicles to retire. If none of their vehicles were retired, you get to draw one extra card, which is good. So Brave says either I pop a card or I draw a card. Either way, you essentially have a way to plus, which is very good. For our grade, did we actually have a little more? Where are you? There we go. So we have three copies of Burning Horn Dragon. This is kind of like the Overlord card, but essentially for V series, it's good because in hand, whenever you discard it, it counts as it can be treated as a grade 3. What's good about this card? This is just say you play as a premium, you have another grade 3 in hand basically to discard. Besides like the grade 3 crit triggers, the crit triggers that count as grade 3 when discarded for stride. But mainly when you discard it for the cost of an ability. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, you can Soul Blast and choose one opponent's units to retire. So this is essentially good because, say you're playing as an Overlord, you discard it just to discard it for cost, and then restand a unit, Burning Horn, pop a card. So essentially, you got another extension to pop an opponent's units. Only 3 is really essential. You could cut this down to 2 if you want, but right now for me personally, it's fine to play it as it is. Next, we have 4 copies of Burnrise Dragon. We played this at 4 mainly because seeing as our primary focus is to, if it goes correctly, to restand the Vanguard. And every time you restand the Vanguard, you basically can counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, and then you get plus 15k and a crit. And what's good about it is not once per turn. So basically, if you go swing with Dauntless Drive or Dauntless Reverse, if you're able to restand it, you are essentially gonna get more power and extra damage to go in. Especially if you take Dauntless Drive, ride another Dauntless Drive on top of it. So now Dauntless Drive can attack 3 times, which can basically trigger Burn Rise's effect twice. Seeing as gonna be able to restand multiple times, which is really good. For grade 1s, we play 4 copies of Dragon Knight Hishot. We primarily play this card for the ride ability, the when rolled upon ability, which is when rolled upon, you look at top 5 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 grade 3 added to your hand, and then you shuffle. This is just basically another grade 3 searcher. So basically, if you don't have the V series Lava Flow Dragon, you still have this one. Also, his shot also just lets you retire units, which is very good, and you get the draw card. So that's actually like a really good another way to use Soul. Also, we have 2 copies of Hishot Dragon, and then 2 copies of Sable Dragonu. I just mainly I did this ratio mainly because I just wanted to experiment, see how it is. Mainly because I don't have extra copies because they're in my Overlord deck. So basically, Hishot Dragon is good because you can. Besides working with Overlord the cross, in the end, it works with Dauntless because you're going to be able to restand, and with Heat Shot, you don't have to pay cost to make it restand, because this basically says, hey, I'm going to boost my Dauntless. Dauntless restand. Oh, Heat Shot's going to restand again. So now you guarantee to have big numbers every single time with Heat Shot, and it's not really going to be like a power loss. Saber Dragonu is just, if you place it on Vanguard and attack hits, you just have an extra card to draw. But you probably mainly use it because whenever your opponent's unit is retired, it retires itself, and then you get the draw card. So this way you guaranteed to always plus your hand, even though you're gonna have, even though you probably most likely will discard because of Dauntless Drive. And then we have 4 copies of Flame of Hope ammo. This is just a given for any cargo deck. You play mainly because you want to have the counter charge, so that way you're always able to have at least one counter blast to do what you need to do, which is basically essential. For grade 0, for trigger lineup, we have the standard 4 heal triggers. Ooh, that's Dauntless sleeves. Then we have 6 crit triggers. And then for our draw trigger lineup, we have 4 draw PGs. And then just 2 extra regular draw triggers. I did this ratio at 6-6, mainly because seeing as I don't want to really give up my hand as much, and seeing I have to discard, this way I'm always guaranteed to have enough cards to discard and be able to have enough cards to call and be able to defend myself with. And then we mainly just have Lizard Conroe because it's like just a given, just one of the best starters in my personal opinion. I just love the artwork, so I figured why not. But that's pretty much it for the deck profile. If you guys have any questions or you have any tips that you'd like to give me, leave it down in the comments below. The link and everything else for the other team members will be down in the description below. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned for next time. Peace.